Top posts presents. The best of r/Askreddit. When did you realize you weren't a child anymore? When I realized that just because I have the money for a thing it doesn't mean I can afford it. Couple years ago, in our late 20s, my friends were telling me to buy some semi-expensive item. I can't even remember what, but they knew I could afford it. I hit them with just because you can buy something doesn't mean you should. They reacted like I was Confucius. When an adult tried to make small talk about the weather with me, I realized I was an adult when I caught myself making small talk about the weather. At around my 4th year of college, I realized how much I like meteorology. I am that dude who likes talking about the weather. Sorry. We would have good conversation then. I love talking about weather and climate, fronts, patterns, trends and the like. I'm intrigued by the why as much as the what. When I started taking care of my family or friends. When you're a kid, you're so used to being taken care of. Agreed. For me it was when I realized I didn't have to go to church ever again if I didn't want to. Wow, right. It's hard to see family members who are so strong suddenly, or even not so suddenly, need help. Good on those who help. Hope you had the ability and time to do it. 22nd birthday. Got home from work. No one was home. No cake or balloons waiting. No family waiting with a birthday dinner. I just walked to Papa Murphy's, got my favorite pizza, walked home, and ate alone. I grew up in a big family, 5 older siblings, aunts and uncles always over. It was the first time I was just alone on my birthday. I was alone on my birthday for the first time this year. Most of the time I'm a nihilist and really only observe holidays in terms of family get-togethers, but for some reason I always get hyped like a week before my birthday, and for the last few years they have generally sucked, only because it was more like a regular day. Today is my birthday. One day I woke up and I was married and had a mortgage. Not sure when all that happened. In the middle of the night, apparently. Mortgage fairy, probably. They take your teeth and leave you a mortgage. When people I meet started to take me way too serious. I have to be careful who I'm sarcastic around because people are way too serious. Honestly, it doesn't matter what tone I use at times or how exaggerated I get. Some people take my words so seriously at times. You can speak like a cartoon character and people will still take you serious. Pulled up to a Sheets near the high school I went to in the middle of the afternoon and there were a bunch of HS kids hanging out front, and my first thought was, why are all these kids just hanging out here? I was like 25 and felt like I was 65 when I thought that. 25, and saw a bunch of HS kids outside the mall wandering around last night when I went grocery shopping. Literally had the same first thought as you. Until I remembered I used to do the same stuff. I'm already becoming an ornery old lady and I'm not even 30 lol. I think I am just bored with my life and I haven't taken a vacation in way too long. I graduated university, had a place of my own and a job, and was out doing some shopping. It occurred to me that I could and probably should just go ahead and buy some beer and some cookies, not for any kind of event or occasion, but just so I have them in stock at home. I wasn't planning to go home and drink 10 beers and eat a bag of cookies. I didn't even want either of them that day. I was just living a normal life and thought it would be good to have that stuff in stock. This is so true. Just keeping a few bottles of wine at home even though you probably won't drink them in the next few days and don't crave it either, but just get them to avoid hassle. I don't drink at all. I still keep wine and tequila in a cabinet for entertaining. When I realized that I am going bald already. At least I have no problem growing an patchy beard, so I became the typical bald guy with a beard. Edit. Fixed patch beard to patchy beard. I'm bald and a patchy beard so I gotta rock the goatee. Oh, so you're the one who knocks. You're goddamn right. When I realized I could eat Nutella for dinner and no one would say a word. The best part about being an adult is you can eat an entire jar of Nutella and nobody can stop you. The worst part about being an adult is you can eat an entire jar of Nutella and nobody is there to stop you. And no one will rub your tummy because you feel sick from eating too much Nutella. When I asked for a Swiffer wet jet as a birthday present, You know you're getting old when the candles cost more than the cake. Oh, you don't put 2 or more matches on the cake and try to make Roman numbers? Just 1 will do. When my spouse gave me a nose hair shaver for my birthday. Was at the barber a few days back and did not fail to notice he ran his clipper across my ear hole opening and hit some hairs on the way. I am my dad. When my barber started trimming my eyebrows as a standard part of the trim. They were getting wild. The first time I had a barber do that to me, they did it without comment and I was not expecting it. I was just like whoa what are you doing? 27 and still not sure. 32 and still a kid. Now, kids, your uncle is building a fort for himself out of cushions. Maybe he'll let you in if you ask. I know some 50-year-olds that are still kids. I am 54 and hide my still being a child behind the fact that I have 2 daughters aged 4 and 9, so I get to build enormous Lego towers and watch lots of cartoons and eat ice cream, which is cool. When I had financial freedom from my parents and began to struggle, that hits you like a brick wall. I thought I was independent when I was in college. I worked damn near full time all the way through school, had plenty of disposable income. When I got my first job and the lifeline was truly cut, it hit me like an uppercut to the chin. Car insurance, groceries, rent that isn't for a hitty college apartment. It wasn't easy for the first couple years. Why the duck did I work this hard for a job that offers health insurance when I still have to pay so much ducking money for health insurance? When I moved my bed to the middle of the room, instead of the corner, I still miss folding myself into the crack by the wall. My bed is still in the corner and I'm 35. It maximizes the space in the room, but also maximizes loneliness. Brings me closer to my hot neighbor. Sometimes we laugh at different memes together. To be honest, I keep having such moments. I mean, I'm all grown up, married and mom of 3 kids. But from time to time something comes along reminding me I'm not a kid anymore. And not just the big ones like buying our first house or a new car, but simple things like making my son's breakfast and realizing now I'm the big one, or going grocery shopping and being able to buy whatever I want and then not doing so cause it's the adult thing to do. Edit, I'm a mom. Edit too. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger. When my wife travels for work, I still go to the supermarket and binge on ice cream. Wife and the kids heading out of state for a few days to visit family. Time to buy a pack of ribbies from Costco, ice cream, and fire up the ol' PS4. Dropped my keys in a grocery store and a little girl scurried over before I could pick them up. She looked proud as punch for saving me from picking something up that was way down there on the floor. I wanted to hug her and smack her at the same time. It's official, I'm old now. Nope, old is when you drop something and look around to see if you can pick anything else up while you are down there. You have a ways to go yet. Old is where you're looking for things to brace yourself on to get down and back up. When I was 13, I found an old box. I realized I hadn't played pretend in ages, so for the hell of it I sat down in the box and tried to see if I still could. I realized that while I was still an imaginative person, I could no longer see the scenarios and stories I used to play act in my head as a kid. When I pretended to be a princess, goddamn it, I could practically see the marble halls and unicorns around me. I couldn't anymore. Made me cry, haha. The same thing happened to me around the same age. I sat in a cardboard box one day and realized I couldn't make myself believe I was in a spaceship anymore. That's how childhood ended for me. Sitting in a cardboard box. My son turned 11 years old recently. Sometimes, I hear him play pretend in his room, making whoosh noises and building some kind of pillow fortifications on his bed. I never go and disturb him. I know time's running out for him as well. When I realized that it costs money just to exist. I had recently moved into my first apartment and just loaded up on groceries at the store. Checked the mail when I got home and discovered my first water and electric gas bills. I remember thinking it is going to cost me money to exist for the rest of my life. Yup, now I understand my dad yelling at me for leaving all the house lights on during the day. Lights were also 10x less efficient back then. Yep, and nowadays I can just yell at the lights instead. When being ill became an annoyance. As a kid, you get pampered by your parents and get to stay home from school. As an adult, the responsibilities you have don't magically go away anymore, so you're both miserable and stressed out. For almost 18 years, it was you have to go to school. I don't care if you're sick. For 2 more years it was sick day. I need a doctor's note, and you lose your bonus. No note and you're fired. I start university and I can skip a class if I'm sick. I worked at the school and it was if you're sick, stay home so you don't get us sick. I'm hoping that I can level it up again to you seem tired, just take Friday off. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing. And have a nice day.